This is the Alchemy Kitchen, and welcome to my humble and messy, currently, workshop. It's been a while since I put any new content up. I've been keeping really busy, and this room is where I've been spending a lot of my time, and right outside of it. So this is kind of just an update video of what's to come, and why I haven't posted in a while. My day job has been closed. It's closed indefinitely due to the COVID epidemic. Also, as a musician, all gigs have been canceled, so I have a lot of spare time, though I'm keeping really busy. For the last few years, I've really gotten into starting to do woodworking, working with reclaimed pallet wood. So, been doing a lot of that, and just in the last month or so, I started to get into blacksmithing, which has become highly addictive. It's cooking with metal. How much cooler can it get? Anyways, I'll be doing, instead of a separate YouTube channel for all this stuff, I'm going to be doing some videos on that stuff as well. I'll put it all into its own playlist, After making random things over the last couple months, especially with blacksmithing, I had a few friends suggest I do tutorial videos on it, which I was kind of, mixed feelings about, because I'm totally new to this. There's tons of videos of this stuff up by people that have way more experience and way better at it than me. But at the same time, I feel like I learned a lot just in a short amount of time and just with practice. So I'll show some tutorials on some beginner stuff, also some stuff with woodworking. And also, as a beginner, there's beginner videos out there, but there's a lot of stuff I learned that I didn't find right away. I learned other ways, whether talking to other blacksmiths or trial and error. So I'll go over some beginning tips that aren't always brought up in a lot of the videos I've seen. I started out with just like a homemade coal forge, tried different variations of it, tried a propane forge. And I'll do a video all on that separately. But last week I finally broke down and ordered a proper forge, a propane forge. And very happy with it. It's been 4 days of using it. And when I started out, I was making, see if I can find my first ones, just these really simple hooks. Idea was I don't know if you can see it, the light's not very good in here, this mount for cast iron. So I want to make hooks, forged hooks to hold the cast iron. I think I did this with just a propane or butane torch with a really small mini forge I made. One of these things, which was really cheap, it's plastic, and it just, if it's burning for a half hour, everything started to fall apart. So that's where I started. And I just kept making small things that are easy with material I had. These are made from nails. And, I made probably about 50 of these so far. So the more I do it, the more little tricks I learn to make them fancier. And found different metals to work with. Started going up in size to bigger S hooks. And started to make my first knife out of rebar. That was also with this little homemade forge that was very tough to do. Still not finished with this. But, that's one of the things I'd like to learn how to do, is also bladesmithing. The last couple days, I started a cool idea I saw a tutorial on. Just this isn't rebar, I don't know, it's just some scrap metal a neighbor gave to me. So I made this ram's head, which for my first try, I was pretty happy with. I'm going to keep working on this a bit more, and I'll probably design this into maybe I can make a few things out of it. So I can make a fire poker, I can make a big hook, wall-mounted hook. Could even work as a knife handle. Made a second one yesterday. This was really beat up rebar. So after working on it all day, or for an hour or so, I broke the tip of one of the horns, but I guess it just gives it character. And I started to draw this piece out, which is it's a lot of work with just a hammer. I'm gonna probably make a wall mount to a guitar holder for the wall out of this. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I mean, that, and I've done a lot of stuff with pallet wood. I'll put some pictures up of some of the stuff I've made. I started actually putting up I started an Etsy page just the other day, so I'll put a link to that below where I'm starting to sell some of the stuff because, yeah, a lot of time off work. I need to get some income coming in. So stay tuned. I'll do some videos. I have to head out and refill up my propane tank, I think, today. And I'll go over some of the basics, what you need to start. It's, I always had this interest in blacksmithing and forging, but when you watch shows on it and stuff, you see all the expensive equipment people have. So it looked kind of like non-realistic as for a hobby. The more I got into it, though, and started researching it, you realize that you really don't need that much if you're interested in doing it. And it's one of those things, as you do it, you just start to acquire more tools if you enjoy doing it. So it's not like you have to break the bank just to try it out. So I'll go over some tips on getting started with it, some of the mistakes I learned from, and eventually into some future projects, tutorials, whatnot, or just footage of making stuff. Because I kind of, maybe some people are interested for someone starting out to see how the progress goes and how long it takes to learn. I learned probably like 90% of what I've learned was from watching YouTube videos. There's some really great content out there. Also watching TV shows, and other than that, I'm clueless as to what I'm doing, but it's working out good for me so far. I will, like I said, I'll get some videos started very soon and uploaded. I'll keep doing cooking videos, but since I'm spending so much time doing this, it's might as well get some footage of it as well. So that is it. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, hit like, comment. That's always appreciated. Until next time.